Hello, let's make a painting. Excuse me. Water on a glass, and let's see what we're gonna do today. There we go. All right. Uh, some water, I guess. Let's see. I'm gonna start with with some purple. Yeah, I like this purple. So maybe some kind of bushes, maybe. Well, we'll see. We're just gonna put some purple in the middle. Try to form. I will not focus so much on the horizon line. It's gonna be more like a bushy hues. And just keep going on the right side. One big block of purple in the middle. All right. I will just keep adding more until I figure out what I want to do for above the ground. In the foreground, I will keep going with some green. So we'll see how that's gonna work out. That's also gonna help us. I will try to mimic some kind of lines so we can help with the perspective in this painting. So it doesn't look flat at all. Okay. Now for the sky. I feel like I want to make the sky pretty busy. Let's try it with blue, and I will just drop a bunch of splashes. That's fine. You gotta love making clouds. They're so abstract. You can just make pretty much everything for the sky. And I like that it looks like it's going from left to right, which is corresponding to the midground and the foreground lines that we just create. Now I'm going to take some orange and fill it up the white parts. Well, not all of them, but most of the white parts in the sky. And I will let it blend with the blue. I don't want to overdo it. And as you see, I try to stay away from the blue because they're going to blend by themselves because of, it's so much water. I will make some reflection on the ground too. All right, and this is pretty nice, but I need some contrast because everything is blending pretty well, but everything is so light overall. I'm going to take some dark blue and mark some dark spots in these clouds. Now here and there, again, I don't want to overdo it because it's going to blend itself, so I will just let the water do her job. That's fine. All right, and now let's go for the ground. I'm gonna do a black gouache because I don't want, well, we all know black gouache, gouache doesn't blend that well like the watercolor. It's more rich, so it's not that as transparent as the watercolor. So there's something wrong with my paper on the left side. I noticed that the paint doesn't want to stick, so I'm not sure what is the deal there. It's like it's almost like I put it a wax, but I didn't. I rarely use wax for anything. But anyway, I will make some throwing shadows, and that's gonna be our preparation for the bushes we're gonna grow up. It's a bushy hills, so I really try to cover that because I don't like it. It's kind of covered, but I think it's something drop over there. But anyway, I would just make the throwing shadows. So I guess the light is coming from left to right. And by the way, the sky starts forming pretty well. I think by the end of the painting, it's gonna blend exactly how I want it. That's enough throwing shadows, I think. And let's take the let's take the palette knife and start growing up. Start to grow up bushes. And I was not sure here, and well, yeah. Well, let's go just pushing up. Also, the palette knife is gonna give us very nice texture and everything. Pretty much damaging the paper, so we can have a nice lines. Now, also the other thing is I make the lines very close to each other on the background because I want them to look like a bushes and it's more like a blended together. And on the foreground, I'm gonna make a little bit taller lines so we can have some kind of variety. In the very foreground, I would just push hard and just make something like a grass. There we go. And that should be enough texture. All right, I will take a clear brush, and for the sky, I'm just gonna add a couple highlights, a couple fluffy clouds, and just remove some of the paint. And mainly, I remove paint around the dark spots because I would love to have this high contrast in the sky. I'm gonna break that one. Now I'm making intentionally a bigger lines. I remove a bigger portion of the dark spots because after blending again, it's gonna get smaller and smaller. And maybe some paddles of water on the foreground. That's gonna help break down the whole monotonous that is going on in the foreground and something to keep our eyes on it. Water is going down, we have a throwing shadows, and we have a fairly nice weather in the sky. And just keep adding more blue. But I want to mainly focus on the foreground. And there you go. Watercolor, abstract, landscape.